Hey everyone, happy Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. If you're in Phoenix, I hope you stayed cool because we're already in the 90s this weekend. For the most part, I've been told that we might hit the 100 mark in some areas, which is not very exciting considering it's only April 5th. So hopefully it cools down a little bit and we actually get to enjoy some spring weather at some point, but who knows. But that's why I am recording inside today. I'm a little too warm to be outside. It's a bright and sunny day. And I'm just not interested in sitting out in the sun at the moment. So we're staying inside today. But here is my market update for Monday. Not too much has changed because I did just post on Friday a market update of March of 2021. So that covered a lot of information. But I'm not going to miss my Monday updates because things do change over the weekend. So first, we will talk about the CMI, and if you're new to this channel or this video, the CMI is the Cromford Market Index, which measures supply and demand factors in our market, and anything above 110 is considered a seller's market and prices will continue to rise. Anything below 90 is a buyer's market. We've been in the 500s, okay? So their buyer's market is not even on the table or in the near future by any stretch of the imagination. So we have been rising with this CMI reading for the last year and a half or more. And in the last year, that rise has gotten extremely fast paced. And just in the last month, this CMI reading has started to drop. So right now, I think on Friday, I can't remember exactly where the CMI was on Friday, but it was higher than where we're at now. Now we're at 503. So we're dropping, a few points per week. It seems like on this CMI reading. And what that means is that we're kind of taking our foot off the gas. It's not continuing to increase at such a fast velocity towards the seller's market. We're just kind of declining a little bit, but and I said this on Friday, it's not something that you're going to feel in the market as a buyer or seller. You're still seeing multiple offers and tons of competition on every house that's listed. So it's not like all of a sudden you stop getting offers or you don't have any competition as a buyer. It's not that whatsoever. So we can look at the supply index, which hasn't changed much. It's still extremely low. It's sitting at 22. So that's 78% below normal supply. And that's kind of staying consistent, not increasing at all really. And then our demand index is what has been changing. So that is sitting at 110. And I think on Friday in my video, it was around 111. So it's dropping about 8 points per month, which is it's been doing that pretty consistently. And so the demand index that's dropping is really what is kind of getting our CMI to start moving downwards a little bit because we don't have so much demand. But mind you, 110 is still 10% above normal. So it's not that we don't have any demand and it's, dropping is one thing to say, but it's dropping from like 30% above normal now to 10% above normal. So there is still a lot of demand out there. We are above normal for our demand. It's just started to soften a little bit. But since our supply is so low, it doesn't really matter that our demand is dropping the way it is because it's not affecting our market and it's not affecting prices. Supply is really what is going to dictate changes and will really drive the CMI one way or the other at this point because supply is so low. That's the factor that's holding the most weight at this point. So one of the things that Cromford says, and I just wanted to talk about it, is that when we have low supply, as we do, and this demand, prices will continue to rise. So that's what the CMI predicts. the CMI is always a predictor of price appreciation. So we know that when it's over 110, prices will continue to rise. And it's not until the CMI gets back to balance, which is between 90 and 110, that prices will just move with the rate of inflation on a yearly basis. So anytime we have a reading above 110, we're pretty set for price increases. So at this point, 503, I mean, we have a long way to go to get to anything that's going to be a balanced market. And what we really need to see if we want to get to balance is supply to increase. Demand falling is not going to change the future price appreciation and price rises that we're anticipating. It is the supply that will change that. So if our supply starts to come up and if demand continues to go down and we get into a balanced range, then we can talk about prices changing. But at this point, we've got a very long way to go to see any change in that. That being said, we do have a few cities that they're still moving towards a seller's market. So if you watched my update on Friday, I talked about all of the major 17 cities in Phoenix, and all of them have started going towards, away from the seller's market. Their CMIs have dropped because we have a CMI reading for all of these cities. So a lot of them are starting to drop in terms of their CMI, but there are 3 now, and it's 3 new ones that are increasing, so going further towards the seller's market. And the 3 that are doing that are Fountain Hills, Paradise Valley, and Cave Creek. And I find this interesting because those are 3 of the more expensive cities throughout Phoenix. Which is interesting to me because a lot of times you see these higher readings in areas like Avondale, which is more affordable than a lot of the rest of Phoenix. That's one area where the CMI has been kind of off the charts there because there is so much going on in that area because it is so affordable for so many people. But Fountain Hills, Paradise Valley, and Cave Creek are all 3 more expensive cities. And to give you an idea, Cave Creek's median sales price is about $627,500. Fountain Hills' median sales price is $513,000, and Paradise Valley's median sales price is about $2.1 million. So considering that our median sales price throughout all of Phoenix is $352,000, all of these are well above our median home price here. So it's interesting to me that those are the 3 cities that are continuing further in the direction of sellers and continuing to have strong price appreciation. But this chart does change on a weekly and monthly basis. So we'll see if those continue to be the top cities for that and how this fluctuates. But that's it. I think I've given more than enough information for this Monday. Some of it's repetitive from Friday, but that's where we stand. The CMI continues to drop. Our supply is still low. Demand is dropping. And these 3 more expensive cities are still chugging along, continuing further towards the seller's market. So we'll see what happens. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, definitely do so if you want to see these updates every Monday. And also I post new videos on Friday as well, usually neighborhood tours and things like that. So as always, if you have any questions, want to talk about your situation, you can reach out to me by call, text, or email, or I have a link in the description below where you can set up a time to chat. So feel free to reach out. I hope everybody has a great week.